Alright, so here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. Actually, we're going to go to the daily. So on the daily, we are still making higher highs, higher lows. Even if we come down to the 21, which will be major support at 22,500. Remember, we were talking about this level as a line in the sand. Right now, we did, let's see here, we have a slight drive of bearish divergence on the RSI on the daily. So we need to get this RSI back above this, well, actually, it's already confirmed. So let's see what percentage move this was, and we'll see whether it already played out. Could have already played out, or it could lead us down to the 21 on the daily, which, like I said, is at 22,500. Your MACD, for a pretty fresh cross to the zero line. We did come back down. Front ran the signal line, came resumption up. Looks like we're curling over a little bit here. Positive momentum is waning on the histogram. BBWP is going pretty sideways. We're kind of consolidating still. We're going to find out whether, so let's see here. Volatility's been going down. I mean, we're basically playing a range right now in between 24,200 and let's see, 2,800. But we do not want to break 22,500. That will not look good. Right now, the BBWP is below the moving average in the lower zone. So like I said, we're kind of consolidating a little bit down to the right. Let's go to the 8-hour. Same thing. On the 8-hour, we're making higher highs, higher lows. Well, no, we have made a lower high, and it will confirm a lower low. Once again, we have the 50 at the 22,680 region. RSI is in the neutral median zone below that signal line. Looks like we're heading down to the neutral line. MACD fresh cross to the downside. Negative momentum is increasing. BBWP starting to curl over, or curl around. Starting to print a dark or light blue line, which means it is curling or back around. Moving average is heading down. It's going to be a while before the BBWP gets above that moving average. So, I mean, we could bounce around here in a little bit, possibly keep going down to the 50, finish this correction. Right now, we are being held up by the 21 on the 8-hour, being held down by the 200 on the 8-hour. As you see, yesterday you had this crazy wick action, trap people on both sides. They had their stop losses at the top and the bottom of these moving averages, wrecked everybody, and then resumed. So now we're still trying to figure out what the story is of the market. Let's go down to the 4-hour. Yeah, being held up by the 50, being held down by the 21 on the 4-hour. 4-hour RSI looks like it's heading down, test the top of the bearish control zone. We usually get a bounce here. This was kind of a fake out. We had the fake out here, got above the signal line on the RSI, and then cracked back down. We'll find out whether that's the same characteristic here. MACD. Cross to the downside. Negative momentum is still increasing. Strong downside curvature of the MACD and the signal line. We don't want to cross that zero line at 22,487. We want to stay above there. We need to get back above 25,264 or above that in order to cross that signal line, which probably would lead us up to 27 if we can break that. Like I said, if we do break out, I think it goes a little higher than I originally thought. We need to get back above 23,500 or 23,600 in order to turn this MACD line around. BBWP is bouncing off the moving average. So the medium term, we could be starting to pick, or not the short term, we could be starting to pick up the volatility. And then that would roll over into the daily. Daddy's working. Let's go down to the 1-hour. So got rejected from the 21 and the 50. I do not like this right here, this multi-moving average crossover. That a lot of times you can play these signals right here. You got to be careful when you're in a range though. But we technically did break the bottom of the range. Let's, the short-term range. Let's take a measured move, not counting the bull trap. We'll see where that ends up. Basically down to the 200 and our purple zone, basically. So we could still have more of this correction over or to come. We are in the bearish control zone. We are approaching the signal line. So we'll find out whether we can bounce above that or not. MACD fresh cross to the upside, but kind of curling over here. We want to test this and resume up and print some dark green bars on that histogram if we're going to remain bullish. BBWP, which measures volatility, below its moving average, so we want to watch for when it curls around, and then, you know, that's when the move will come. POC point of control comes in at basically the middle of the range here at 23,780 region. That will be a high level of resistance if we can break the 50. We also have the 100 coming in at the same spot. Hey, quit it. Stop. Stop it. Alright, sorry about that. My son always wants to make a lot of noise when I'm making a video. Alright, so where were we? Bullish case on Bitcoin is that we break the POC point of control at 23.7. Basically where the 100 and the POC is at 23.765 region. You know, we'll have a minor level of resistance at this second level right here at 23,900. But if we can break this POC on a 1 hour closure and also the 100, I think we break this last high and work our way up to 25K. That would also imply that we get out of the bearish control zone, get back above this last high that we got rejected from on the neutral median line on the RSI. Do we have any divergences? No, we do not. MACD, I would also like to see us retest the signal line, resume up, start printing some dark green bars on the histogram as your BBWP crosses this moving average. Watch when that BBWP, which, like I said, measures volatility, crosses its moving average. That's when the move's going to come. Then I want you to watch the MACD, see where we are compared to the signal line, see where we are on the histogram, whether we're printing dark green bars or light green bars. And as you would break, like I said, the 100 at 23,760 region. And then we would go up to 25, in my opinion. Bearish case is that break this last low, 22,950 on a 1 hour closure. I do think we would get a small bounce at the 200 at 22,850. But honestly, I think we would scare the shit out of everybody down here at 22,500. And that is the line in the sand for me. If we do break that, I think we see new lows. So yeah, definitely pay attention to that level. Let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum is still in its range. It has not broken the range yet, but we are at the bottom of the range. So if Bitcoin breaks down a little bit, I do think we come down to the 200 between 1612 and between 1628 and 1600. Possibly even a little bit lower. We need to stay in this purple zone right here in order to not make new lows. If we do break the purple zone, I think we come all the way down to 1350 quickly. We are in the bearish control zone below that signal line on the RSI. Now, let's see here. If we do come down farther and make a confirmed low, as long as we don't bring this RSI down below this last low, we will have bearish divergence or bullish divergence. But we'll come back to that. See, now on Ethereum, BBWP is rising and it's above its moving average. As your MACD is heading down, retest of the signal line, resumption down, dark red bars on the histogram. I think Ethereum breaks out of its range quickly. Probably today, maybe tomorrow. Got the POC coming in at the top of the range up here at 1730. If we can break that, I do think we go up to 1900. That would also imply that we cross this signal line to the upside, get out of the bearish control zone on the RSI, which is a momentum oscillator. Same with the MACD, both momentum oscillators. I'd like to see the MACD line cross the signal line, start printing some dark green bars on the histogram as your BBWP continues to rise up to the medium line. Bearish case is that we break 1560, 1565. I do think we would come down to 1350 very quickly. Honestly, I think we would make new lows past 1,000. I think we would come down to 1,000. I think we would get big bounces here and here. Always has ebbs and flows. Nothing goes straight up or straight down. And those are my thoughts for Ethereum. Well, we need to break this 100 and the POC. If we can do that, we go up to 19, in my opinion. Pretty quickly, too. That would also imply that we curl this 21 and this 50 around and cross that 100 to the upside. If you can break the POC on the VPVR and cross these moving averages bullish at the same time as you cross the signal lines on the MACD, well, basically on your momentum oscillators, MACD and RSI, I want to check the stochastic as well. But if you can do that, I think you go up to 1900. Now, for Bitcoin on the stochastic, we do have a strong downside curvature of the stoch, and seems like we're going to come down to 23K on the bottom band, and then we'll come back to it and see where we're at. If you can cross this signal line sharply to the upside, I think we come up to the top band, break that last high. If we can make a higher low here, I think that's probably what can happen here. Bounce off 23K. And that does have confluence with a couple other variables that we've talked about. Let's move on to Ethereum stochastic. I'd like to check that out. We are entering the oversold region. No divergences to be aware of. Actually, we will have bullish divergence if we make a confirmed low here and the stochastic don't get in the oversold region lower than this low right here. So, yeah, I mean, we're coming down to the bottom band already, just like we talked about. Now, if we start making closures below this, that's not going to look very good. We did have a fake out this time, but we'll find out. I mean, it looks like we're finding some support right now, so we will find out. Let's move on to Solana. I'd like to check the stoch first. We are finding support at the bottom band, and we're right around the POC point of control in the VPVR. Your stochastic looks like it's losing its downside curvature. So we'll find out whether that can bring us back up to the 20 MA on the Bollinger Band, possibly the top band. Let's go back to the trend chart. So Solana has a little bit of a different story. We are making lower highs, lower lows. But now, let's see. I'm not much of a pattern trader, but it looks like we could have some sort of descending wedge. So we could probably find support down here at 41.40, and then we'll see what happens. If we do break out, people are going to trade this, some people, so we want to stay ahead of that anyway. That would lead us above this last high, to the highs. So then if we can break that, I think we come all the way up to the $50 mark like we've been talking about. RSI is in the bearish control zone below that signal line. We will have confirmed bullish divergence if we do make this new low and your RSI stays above this last low. MACD is far below that zero line, but your negative momentum is starting to decrease over time as you get whipped around up here. So the negative momentum is waning with each move. You're testing the signal line, but it is on the current tick right now. Find out whether you can cross that signal line to the upside. Your BBWP above its moving average, starting to curl back around. I think Solana starts making a move. It's not really ranging like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, Bitcoin kind of broke the bottom of its range, but it's not ranging like Ethereum. Bitcoin's barely going down. If we do break down, next stop is 39.40 in my opinion, bottom of this red zone. We don't want to break that. I would expect a small bounce at 36.90. Ultimately, I think we would come down to $35 and probably lower. That would also imply that we get deeper in the bearish control zone. This is the bearish case, by the way. If we retest this signal line, resume down, cross these last lows on the RSI, that is going to look like shit. As your MACD would get a strong downside curvature and you start printing dark red bars on the histogram and make a higher or a lower low on the histogram as your BBWP gets in the upper zone. Bullish case is that we break out and cross all these moving averages to the upside at the 43.18 region. I would expect a small rejection at 44.16. Honestly, I think we would go up to the $50 level. If we can break these moving averages, curl them back around, cross them bullish, which they are crossing bearish right now. Looks like, I mean, we're gonna see with Solana, because Solana has a big move coming for sure. So definitely stay nimble. Play your trades accordingly. So that's about all I got. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. We stay ahead of the curve on this channel. One of the best channels around, in my opinion. And I'm not just saying that because it's my channel. We do have a very high hit rate here. Also join the Discord. A lot of good conversations about trading, investing in crypto. And check out the other links in the description below. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.